4 men arrested and charged with murder in the deadly shooting of a Louisville mother in Newburgh. Thanks for joining us for Wave 3 News at 6. I'm Shannon Kogan.
I'm John Bull. The shooting happened about 7 o'clock last night at the corner of Poplar Level Road and Indian Trail. Police say a white Jeep pulled up alongside another car and somebody opened fire.
The victims were rushed to U of L Hospital, where Tatum Hillman died. Now, these 4 men are behind bars. Wave 3 News reporter Nick Pigg spoke to Hillman's best friend and tells us why she says the bullet was not meant for the 36-year-old.
LAPD says the shooting happened at the corner of Poplar Level Road and Indian Trail. As law enforcement chased the suspects, EMS brought the victims here to U of L Hospital.
It's just, she didn't deserve it. She's a beautiful person inside and out.
Toledo Rosser can't help but cry, thinking about her best friend, Tatum Hillman. The two met in high school, and Rosser says they've been inseparable ever since.
And that was the only thing I had left was her. It's terrible. We never separate. If you see her, you'll see me. We never separate.
But now this bond, broken.
Now, it always strikes me as like, do you feel sorry for this girl who lost her friend? Like, niggas don't feel sorry for you unless you got killed by a cop. I truly feel bad for this woman. She lost her dear friend in Louisville, Kentucky, who didn't deserve to die, right? You know how many comments I seen in my comment section about Breonna? She didn't deserve to die. She didn't deserve to die. That's all you niggas know. She didn't deserve to die. She didn't deserve to die. She didn't deserve. But did this girl deserve to die?
Hillman was inside a car with a man at the corner of Poplar Level Road and Indian Trail when a white Jeep pulled up alongside. Someone in the Jeep opened fire, hit the man several times, hit Hillman in the head. The car sped off.
She's in a car with the man. I dare one of you niggas to say, she should have worried, she should have been, I mean, you know, you gotta watch who you around. I dare one of you Breonna motherfuckers to come and say that this girl should have been careful who she was around. So now earlier reports say some people came, threw something inside of their car, pulled up beside them, threw something inside of their car and started shooting. I don't know if this was just a road rage, some people on the road arguing, someone from the other car throws something at them and they start shooting. You can get shot anytime in Blackistan. But this is Louisville. Let's see if y'all go stand out in front of the courthouse and demand a conviction. Demand it, because these dudes ain't been convicted yet. They've been charged. Let's see you niggas go outside the courtroom and demand a conviction. And call these guys all types of names like you called the cops who killed Breonna. And the cops who killed Breonna, somebody was firing at them. Well, if you want to say whatever, we're going to get into a lot of that later on in this video. But whatever you want to say about Breonna, the cops who killed Breonna, they was serving a warrant, a legit warrant. They ain't in the court system. They don't go that far up. There's a warrant needs to be served. Well, it shouldn't have been like that. The warrant wasn't for those. He ain't live. They got the call, a warrant need to be served. They was the officer on duty at that time. If they had took the day off, it would have been some other officers. If they would have been on vacation, it would have been some other officers. And if them officers would have came in and somebody fired on them, they would have fired the fuck back, all until their clips was empty.
Reports show Hillman was inside a car with a man at the corner of Poplar Level Road and Indian Trail when a white Jeep pulled up alongside. Someone in the Jeep opened fire, hit the man several times, hit Hillman in the head. The car sped off and wrecked on the Waterson, and police arrested and charged these 4 men with murder. This while Hillman died at the hospital.
And now our family has to hurt behind a senseless murder. And we're going to get justice.
Justice in the city's 116th homicide of the year. Bullets Rosser says weren't meant for her friend. She called Hillman a dedicated mother, a hard worker, the most loving person she'd ever met. Now, she's left trying to fill that void.
Now, one thing I always talk about, when black people describe a dead relative or a dead friend, it's always about laughing and joking. That person had the biggest smile. They always laughing. They was always joking. They was always playing tricks on people, joking with people. They was always making jokes. That's all you hear. 99 times out of 100. If you ask one of these family members or friends about the fallen black person, they was joking if they wasn't killed by police. They was joking. This girl said hard worker, devoted mother, the most loving person you ever want to meet. That's how you want your friends to eulogize you. You don't want to get a bullet in your head and so tell us about Treviante or tell us about Peaches. She always was joking. She made you laugh. It was always jokes upon jokes.
116th homicide of the year. Bullets Rosser says weren't meant for her friend. She called Hillman a dedicated mother, a hard worker, the most loving person she'd ever met. Now, she's left trying to fill that void, left behind by more gun violence.
Well, I would tell her I love her. And I got the kids. I would tell her I would make sure the kids are okay. I know I may not ever be mom, but I'm always going to be their auntie.
We'll learn more about the suspects Tuesday morning when they're expected in court for their arraignment. In downtown Louisville, Nick Picked, Wave 3 News.
This is the largest sum of money Louisville Metro has ever paid out because of an LMPD action. And while the city is not admitting wrongdoing in the death of Breonna Taylor, Mayor Greg Fisher says it was...
The city is not admitting wrongdoing. The city is not admitting wrongdoing. Okay, it's very important for you to understand that. Team Breonna. And salute to Team Breonna. Y'all did the motherfucker. We gonna get into, y'all gave her the largest settlement. All your protesting, all your days taking off of work, being out there protesting, each individual, because I've been at protests before. That's your day, your whole day. You're out there protesting. You're out there. It's not like cardboard cutouts out there. These are actual people taking time out of their lives to go out there in the hot sun, the rain, whatever. May get arrested. You may get hit with tear gas. You may get hit with mace. A lot of people have been killed at protests by Pookie and Ray Rays and, white liberals burning things. People have been injured, projectiles thrown. There's all types of things flying through there. You got to keep your head on a fucking swivel. So all you people, all you thousands and thousands and thousands of people who protested from coast to coast in each and every city, salute. Y'all got Breonna's family $9 million. Because Crump takes a third of that. And it's not because he's Crump. Any lawyer who takes your case pro bono. Pro bono means without getting paid. They get paid out of the settlement. So when you sign that paperwork, because I've been in a few car accidents minor, and I sued each time. I tried to, went to therapy and all that shit. So I know about that stuff. You know, so you get paid through the lawyer gets paid through the settlement. They gonna take 33%, a third, whatever you want to call it, off the break. So Breonna's family got $8 million because of all the hard work that you guys did before taxes. Then tax is going to take another, being in that bracket, tax is going to take another, let's just say 40% of that. So you're talking along the lines of about, at the end of the day, Breonna's family's coming out with $5 million. And the family's gotten a lot larger. The family's gotten a lot larger since this happened. Like, people that Breonna ain't seen since the 1999 family reunion are now out there like, yeah, oh, we rich now. So that $5 million, and then, you know, all the expenses, all the things that they've accrued, you know, traveling and going places with all these different things, that $5 million is going to be something interesting to see if they can better their lives. If Breonna Taylor's mom and her, you know, aunts and the people that were really in her life, the people who knew her, the people who cared about her, if they'll be able to better their lives with this $5 million that they got. So salute to Crump. He did the damn thing. He got her money. Salute to all y'all protesters. Y'all helped spur the city to settle, even though they are not admitting any wrongdoing. They're just settling just to be like, all right, look, here, nigga, just stop.
This is the largest sum of money Louisville Metro has ever paid out because of an LMPD action. And while the city is not admitting wrongdoing in the death of Breonna Taylor, Mayor Greg Fisher says it was clear that reforms needed to be made.
Her beautiful spirit and personality is working through all of us on the ground. So please continue to...
I just gotta say this, man. Why don't no black people got the same last name as their mom? I don't either. I mean, shit, I don't have the same last name as my mother. Why that? I knew a few motherfuckers, but damn, most motherfuckers, I know some motherfuckers where it's like 6 motherfuckers in the house. The mom had like 5 kids, and nobody in the house got the same last name.
Working through all of us on the ground. So please continue to say her name.
More than 6 months after her daughter Breonna Taylor was shot and killed by Louisville Metro Police, Tamika Palmer has settled a wrongful death lawsuit with the city of Louisville.
It has been so long getting to this day where we could assure that Breonna Taylor life wouldn't be swept under the rug like so many other black women in America who have been killed by police.
Okay, he called himself. I thought he was gonna say like so many other black women. But then when he said killed by police, I said, oh shit. I thought he was gonna be like, you know, so many black women whose lives are swept under the rug, like Tanner Hillman. Dedicated mother. Hard worker. Most loving person you ever meet. According to her friends.
Been killed by police.
On Tuesday, Mayor Greg Fisher announced the city has agreed to pay Taylor's family $12 million. But the settlement also includes a series of reforms to the Louisville Police Department. All search warrant applications will have to be approved by a commanding officer before they go to a judge. The city will also implement a program that tracks use of force incidents and complaints, and will negotiate with the police union to expand random drug testing and the records kept in an officer's personnel file.
It's important for her family that they minimize the risk of what happened to Breonna Taylor happening to any other family in Louisville, Kentucky.
Attorney Lanita Baker says Taylor's family also insisted on reforms that will strengthen the relationship between LMPD and the communities it polices. Louisville Metro will fund a housing credit program to incentivize officers to live in low-income neighborhoods in the city. It will also...
All right. This is some stupid shit right here. A housing credit program to incentivize officers to live in low-income neighborhoods. Now remember, according to Breonna's crew, her spot was the spot where the drugs was dropped off. According to them. And one thing you gotta know about that transcript, that's the transcript, you dumbass niggas. They have the audio too. Okay? Niggas don't, I think niggas, it's some kind of block with niggas. The audio is going to be used in court. They're not going to have to use the transcript. They just gave us the transcript because the audio is probably unlegible because the way they talk in that southern slang, that vernacular, and then it's over the phone. It's a lot of people in the background probably talking. It's probably a lot of that stuff is probably hard to hear on the audio. And the transcript is official documents. Those will get leaked easier than audio, the paperwork. According to her crew, the drugs were dropped off at Breonna's house. The cars that the crew used were rented by Breonna. The money after the drugs were taken from her, the address where she lived, were taken to the trap house. Then the money that was accrued was then brought back to her house, whether the goddamn fucking Lucky Charms leprechaun was doing it or not, it was done at her house. And you want police to live in these neighborhoods. Wouldn't that make more interactions with police? Wouldn't that mean you niggas is more likely to interact with police now? Now, I know the police is going to be off duty. They're gonna, like, I lived on a block where a cop lived. And he would just park his squad car on the block, and you never seen him. We'd be out there smoking. I had my little shop on that block for years. I'm talking about niggas coming up, knocking on the door, waiting for you, get this shit, come right back out. It was traffic like a motherfucker coming out of there. I learned from the best, my nigga. Okay? Some of the best. Okay? Nicks, dimes, dubs, whatever you wanted. We ain't do this shit like when I was doing it. You ain't have apes and shit like that. You had nicks, dimes, dubs, 50 bags. Yeah, shit like that. Weight and shit, ounces, different times. It depend on what. But when I had my shop, it was like that. And the cop lived on street, but he never. I seen him a couple years ago. He said what's up to me, but he was just like a regular guy. He was off duty. But what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, you want these cops living in these neighborhoods for what? So they can be like, yeah, okay, I understand the people more. I mean, so they can be like, I think that what will happen is they'll grow more disdain for the people. When you live in a ghetto, you hate motherfuckers. Motherfuckers in the ghetto hate each other. That's why it's so much killing. You think John shot Man and Craviante shot Marquavius, and it's shootings every day because everybody like each other? No, it's because the mothers can't stand each other. Because a lot of people are disrespectful, they trifling. Some people are dirty, gossipy, messy. A lot of those ghetto traits, regardless of the race. It wouldn't matter what race the people who live in the ghetto. You're going to have certain traits and things that are, people are going to backbiting and shit like that. So You want the cops to live in the hood. You gonna give them special vouchers and housing credits so they can go live in the hood around these people, and I guess learn how human these people are and see the human side of these people. But what's gonna happen when every night this cop hears gunshots? Somebody arguing, you know, in the alley and shit behind his house. People scream trash all in the fucking foyer and on the fucking in the front of the building or whatever. People, niggas hanging out all day. You go to work, niggas hanging out. You come back, niggas hanging out. All day just hanging. Pause. But you know what I'm saying? Because I know the reason they want this is this is going to make people see us as humans. They already see you. Don't nobody see you as no animal. You're being arrested, nigga. And you're resisting. You're reaching for the nigga gun and shit. Or you're fucking punching him in the face. It ain't that he don't see you as a fucking human. Stop that bullshit. A warrant is being served. We bust the door down and somebody starts shooting at us. We shoot back. You don't see us as human. Shut the fuck up, nigga. This is stupid shit. Then they got another clause say social workers. They want to utilize social workers on certain calls. I showed you how that worked. That ain't gonna work. It ain't even, I talked about that at nauseam. That ain't gonna work.
Hire social workers to assist police on certain types of calls and will encourage officers to volunteer in their communities.
We recognize that this reform is not all-encompassing, and there's still work to be done.
Palmer, her attorneys, and activists who have been leading protests in Taylor's name say until the officers involved are held criminally responsible.
All these fucking crackers and shit. These fucking pasty-ass white liberals. I hate these motherfuckers. Because they'll never say, it could be 100 Tanner Hillmans, which it is, but it could be 100 Tanner Hillmans in one day. And none of these motherfuckers would say a word about it. You wouldn't hear one word from these. They wouldn't even be like, oh, that's fucked up. They wouldn't even be like, Breonna, I was a Breonna. And then, oh yeah, by the way, R.I.P. Tanner. Breonna. They wouldn't give a fuck. They don't give a flying fuck. This is all fucking to make it look like Trump administration is creating an environment where black people aren't safe with the police. That's all this is about. This ain't got shit to do with you niggas. I can't believe you niggas can't figure this shit out.
Involved are held criminally responsible. There can be no justice. Now, money for that $12 million settlement is coming from multiple sources. $5 million will come from an outside insurance carrier. Another $2 million will come from an insurance trust fund. And the last $5 million will come from other Metro funds. Reporting live, Denny Camper, WLKY News.
Thank you.
See, Benjamin Crump. And a lot of y'all don't know a lot about him, so I did some research on him. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you share all these videos, especially the one I did the other day about that little boy, Ashawn. Make sure you share all of these videos all the time. That'll help the word get out about what's really going on in America. Also, make sure you hit the like button, and make sure you definitely take that $5 challenge. It's very important. Sustain the channel. $5 challenge via PayPal, Cash App, or the Super Chat. How Florida's Ben Crump became the go-to attorney for Trayvon Martin, George Floyd cases. In January of 2006, 14-year-old Martin Lee Anderson, he loved them Martins, don't he, was sent to a Panama City boot camp for joyriding in his grandmother's car. Several hours after entering the facility, he collapsed during an exercise drill and died. Angered by a medical examiner's finding that the death was due to a blood disorder, Anderson's mother turned to Ben Crump for help. Crump, an up-and-coming personal injury attorney in Tallahassee. Tallahassee be producing them niggas. That's where your boy Andrew Gillum, he from them parts. At the time, hadn't been her first choice. Crump said she had been turned down already by 2 lawyers. One of them told her, "I've seen this movie before, and I know how it's going to end. Nothing will happen." It was a personal thing for me at that point. Crump discovered security camera footage showing white guards at the detention center repeatedly kneeing, kicking, and hitting the black teen. The video hit the media, and a second autopsy found the boys suffocated to death as a result of the actions of the guards, who had forced him to inhale ammonia. A year later, Crump helped Anderson's family reach a $5 million settlement with the state, and the legislator ordered the closure of all Department of Juvenile Justice boot camps. So that's how Crump got on. That's how he made his bones. That's how he came to prominence. That's how he came into the forefront. That case right there. Getting justice for that young man. So, I went to the Benjamin Crump, to his website, because, it's all out there. There's nothing to hide. He's not trying to hide anything. So he says results. He's gotten people a lot of money over the years. And some of his cases he talks about. So one case, he got $8.7 million for a family. What happened? Here's the story of what happened. An honors student at Florida A&M University, FAMU, was paralyzed when the rental van he was riding in flipped over on the interstate. The rental car company failed to verify the age of the driver of the van, who was under the minimum age required by law. The case settled during the course of federal litigation for $8.7 million. So it's very important to see what type of lawyer he is. He's that type of lawyer, like, yo, if you trying to sue a motherfucker, like, this kid rented a van, flipped it, and then was able to sue the car company because they rented to him. He wasn't old enough, which was probably a good thing for him when he was trying to rent it. He may have used a fake ID or whatever, but the onus is still on the rental car company, regardless of whatever nefarious ways the kid could have went to try to, beat the system and still rent a car even though he was too young, or whether it was negligence. They didn't check for, his age properly, or they didn't verify his age, or maybe he wrote it down. They asked him how old he was, and he said how old he was, and they were like, cool. Whatever happened, because he flipped that van and paralyzed himself, he could sue them. It don't sound ethical, it don't sound right, but if you get a good lawyer, they can get you some money for that. And Ben Crump is that type of lawyer. So he got another family, $5 million. A popular church leader in southern Georgia was killed by a drunk driver in a company car. The company told the victim's family that the life of an African-American man in the South Georgia wasn't worth more than $1 million. Did they really say that? Like, I mean, did they really say that? Did the company say, look, man, we'll give you $1 million, man, because, you know, the life of an African-American man in South Georgia ain't worth more than $1 million. Did they really say that? The company told the victim's family that the life of a African-American man in South Georgia wasn't worth more than $1 million. The widow was eventually awarded $5 million, the largest recovery for a single wrongful death case in southern Georgia County. Okay? So then he got some more money, 7-figure amount, when the head usher of a Central Florida Baptist church was driving with her pastor and his wife to a church conference on Interstate 95 when the vehicle they were in collided with a rental van driven by a college lacrosse team. Everybody in the crash was injured, but the head usher died from her injuries. Liability between the two drivers was heavily contested, meaning they couldn't tell. It was a discrepancy of whose fault the accident was. An eyewitness said that the college driver was speeding and that the pastor did seem to change lanes suddenly. The day before jury selection, both the church insurance company and the rental car company entered into a confidential 7-figure agreement with the dead usher's family, or head usher's family. So if there's any wrongdoing by anybody on any part where they can find, Trump can sue and get you some money. So he got he got $875,000 for another person, a 19-year-old whose mother was killed at an intersection when another motorist made a left-hand turn and hit the side of the pickup truck where she was sitting as a front seat passenger. Then he got $800,000 when 2 young women were driving home from Atlanta, Georgia to Tampa, Florida for a holiday. While driving on I-75 South, a tractor-trailer truck came over the middle lane into the 2 young women's lane, causing the first of several collisions. Both young women were killed. The case went to trial in federal court in Tampa. Because liability was disputed, there were no witnesses to speak on behalf of the dissidents. The parties reached an agreement of $800,000. So he can get you a settlement. He can wear motherfuckers out where they just be like, look, all right, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? And they just be like, okay, motherfucker. Here, go away. Look. So this is basically what he did with Breonna. He wore motherfuckers out. Motherfuckers like, all right, look, man. Take this $12 million and get the hell out. And that which is nothing. $12 million ain't shit because it's coming from all different type of funds. Here. A woman was driving a school bus and came to a complete stop to let one of her students off the bus. There was one car that was stopped behind the bus when a man driving a tractor-trailer fell asleep, causing his truck to run into the car and the bus. The bus driver was ejected from her seat and thrown to the back of the bus, hitting her head on the roof of the bus. After the lawsuit was filed, the parties reached a settlement for $650,000. So he can get you some money. Settlement. Like, he can make a motherfucker just be like, all right, look, here, man. What will make this go away? That's his. He's civil. Okay, he's a civil lawyer. He's basically what will make he takes motherfuckers and say, what do we have to give you to make this go away? And then they go back and forth until they find something that they both can agree on. Well, no, that won't make us go away. No, that won't make us. Oh, that you won't have to. You will never see me again. you talking about that number? I'm gone. Write that check. You never see us again. So that's what he does. He does a good job at it. He got Breonna her money. I'm happy her family got the money. I mean, look, I don't give a fuck. It don't bother me. You think I got something personal against Breonna? I don't give a fuck. Hope Kenneth Walker win his kid, get a bunch of money. Whatever. Every car accident I've ever been in, I sued. Okay? Went to therapy for months and all types of shit. Wasn't hurt worth a fuck. Wasn't injured worth shit. Just trying to get a payday. So I'm not looking down on these people. Get your money. That's the series inside the Breonna Taylor drug cartel. It's just facts, man. It is what it is, man. Fuck. She was in the game, man. And no, she ain't deserved to die. But she did die. Okay, she did die. And she died because of a series of things that had nothing to do with the police. She died because her house was a central location in this drug ring. They came to her house, they served a warrant like they do. How many no-knock warrants a year? What is it, 20,000? No-knock warrant, 55 no-knock warrants a day, and that's just the no-knock warrants. That's not just all warrants. Because if you want to add the knock warrants with the no-knock warrants, the no-knock warrants is some special shit. It's like 1 million knock warrants served a year. Okay? Some cities is fucking 20,000 knock warrants served a year. Okay? It's the game is out. I can't believe you niggas don't know how deep the streets. It's a lot of people involved in this shit. Look, like I tell y'all, when I was getting packages sent, when I was doing my thing, I had the dude out and the homie out in Arizona sending the joints in the mail over here, and I was collecting them. Some of the people who houses I used to collect them packages, you would never believe that person was, and that person was involved, because if the fucking postal police found out about that shit, that person was in trouble. You would never believe what people, because you pay them to collect the package. You give them like $250, something like, you know, depending on the amount, it could be up to $1,000 to collect the package, depending on how much is coming in. Some of the people who collect packages for me and my associates and people that I knew, some of the people I stashed, because I never kept all my shit at my house. I kept a certain amount at my house, because my house got, where I live, I shit where I sleep. I did shit where I sleep, but I didn't keep the majority of the product there. I kept it at another house. The people who I kept my shit at their house, oh my God, because I didn't use storage units. I wasn't even hip to that at that point. Using, like, getting a storage unit and keeping it there. I just used people, who I knew, kept it at their house. Squares, people that just, you would never believe they was involved. And if shit went down and they found out the shit was over there, and the only way they would find out if I told, but let's just say I would have told. I'd have got pinched and I'd have said, all right, they'd ask me, tell us everything. And I'd have said, okay, here's one of the places I keep my shit at. That person would have been in trouble. Their door might have got kicked in. So you taking this thing as like, y'all don't even know Breonna. Y'all don't know the first thing about her. You don't know her favorite color. You don't know nothing. You don't know her middle name. You niggas don't know what her favorite TV show is. You don't know who her favorite rapper is. Y'all don't know nothing about her. But let's just say she was the sweetest fucking angel in the world, never did anything wrong. and just fucking dreamed of fucking daisies and fucking rainbows all day. At the end of the day, when you get caught up in the shit, you in the shit. And when the police coming, it's not their fault. That's their job. The investigation has been done. The paperwork been filed. We've got enough on them. We're ready to bring them in. Here's the warrant. Go get them motherfuckers. And all this shit about Breonna wasn't gonna get arrested. Breonna didn't get arrested. But that's because she died. Every single person in all 4 of those locations. I want you to understand this. They hit 4 different houses that night. Some houses had as many as 4 and 5 people in them. Every single person at all 4 of those houses went to jail that night. Except Breonna, who died. So I think it would be safe to deduce, if you use deductive reasoning, that the person whose name was on the lease was probably going to go to jail and probably had some charges put on him. And all this, they didn't find no drugs and they didn't find nothing. They didn't find conspiracy. I can't believe you niggas don't know about conspiracy laws. Conspiracy is one of the biggest advancements in the last, basically, in the last 20-something years. That conspiracy law, where they can just get you for conspiring. I'm shocked that you niggas talk about all this street shit, and that's like a basic one. That's first grade. That's Streets 101, conspiracy. That's not even like advanced AP street shit. The conspiracy law, all you have to do is conspire. All they have to do is prove that you plot, plan, organize. They could have put a conspiracy beef on Breonna. And listen, they put conspiracy beefs on people for way less than what we read in that fucking transcript. Okay? Way less. All they have to prove is that you conspired. Y'all keep talking, oh, she ain't find nothing in. And first of all, they didn't look. Once you can't break down a wall, drywall, you can't tear up furniture, you can't do all that stuff once it becomes a murder scene. So they didn't find nothing. Don't put too much into that. It's not like they came in, started searching, and then Breonna got shot, and then they had to stop searching. They opened the door. Kenneth Walker shot at them. They shot back, hit Breonna, and it became a murder scene. End of story. End of search. End of everything. That's a murder scene now. Now the forensic team coming and everybody, the detectives coming. Ain't nobody breaking down no walls behind drywall. Ain't nobody pulling up no floorboards. Ain't nobody pulling the cushions off no couches. That's a murder scene. They processing the evidence that has to deal with the murder. But let's say there was nothing there and they didn't find nothing. Fine. They can get her on conspiracy. Easy. Easy. So, she was definitely going to get arrested that night. She may have gotten out the next day like everybody else. But she was going to have a court date. So, I'm happy her family got some money. Salute to them. Hope they, hope it changes their future. Peace. I'm out.